All right, we're on. We're live. We're back. Episode number 19.
19.
19.
19.
What is that?
Spanish for 19.
Spanish for 19?
Yes.
DSA.
19.
Yeah. Damn, is that how you say it? It's been a minute.
I think.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Remember, I didn't take
10. Yeah, 9. Yo, they got me second guessing my Spanish. Come on.
Well,
I didn't dated too many Puerto Rican women to be out here flopping up the numbers.
Yeah, and got the car stabbed by her.
I seen Selena's.
It wasn't the Puerto Ricans that was stabbing up my cars, but that's a whole different
Selena.
conversation for another episode. That'll be an extra long one. To my left, got the man,
The myth, the legend. Oh, that's me. Tavon, Tri-State Tip, IG.
Macho Madness, and to my right,
The Damaging on Instagram. I want to keep my name there.
Well, you why you want to change it?
I know, but you know what?
Embrace it.
Yeah, might as well.
No, you know what? Maybe embrace it when Tavon said we went from Clark Kent to Damaging. I said, you know, I'm going to run with this now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to remember how to spell it.
Embrace it.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Smoothwood
365 on IG.
The boy Brian. And at the end, who we got over there?
Facebook.
Nah,
Damn.
not this week.
Damn. Damn, it's a cold world.
Love y'all though, not this week.
He said no Thanksgiving trees for anybody.
That's the boy Corey. I said Curry. Corey.
Steph Curry.
And then
Steph Corey.
With the shot boy.
Yeah.
and then yours truly, Tiger Helly 19, IG, Snapchat, Facebook, Jason. WILLIAMS, if you know what that spells.
You
know
really
what it
spell
is.
shit join up.
It just sounds a little weird if I just say it regular.
It ain't the
Like,
damaging.
I know, right?
See that right there? I would think you spelling damage.
That's where he was
That may
conflicted
be
with.
my name now.
That's where he was
Like you just like they gonna be like, I can't find the damage.
You know what it is? You just have to pronounce the gin.
He up here with the Japanese slang.
You gotta make sure it's different, not damage.
Well,
It's the damage gin.
Oh, Jalen going too. Sorry, we got the Eagles game on right
Yes.
now.
Oh,
He's
My fault.
taking now.
Nah, Mike Vick would have.
yeah, of course. You would have jumped over.
Wait a minute. Do he got Concord cleats on? What is?
Hold on.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It looked like it.
Speaking of off subject,
quarterback.
off topic real quick. Did y'all see Terrell Owens like punch a guy out in the
No, I heard about it.
Nah,
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I guess a fan was heckling him, and he found out that T.O. got hands on the field and off the field.
did y'all remember that video with Mike Tyson going off on the boy on the airplane?
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was teasing.
And Tyson also.
he couldn't go nowhere either. He was just stuck in that seat.
Yes, sir.
He had to catch the work.
I mean, why would anybody want to do that to Mike Tyson? I mean,
I remember they tried to sneak him at that hotel. Remember in front of the hotel entrance, they tried to sneak him. And they was like, "Oh, this is a bad idea."
That's the wrong person.
you
trying to
like
sneak.
60,000 feet in the air. This ain't like you can run away.
The crazy part is everybody sided with Tyson after you got your ass
Oh,
whipped.
man, how can you not?
Who's gonna say?
This is Mike.
That's Iron Mike. Then no.
I'm not.
Like, look, you knew what you signed up for when you was fucking with him.
And real shit over the years, he's calmed down a lot. Like, he be trying to be chill.
That's the
The
CBD gummies.
Them edibles.
So before we get into the list, how was everybody's holiday?
Pretty good.
We got a holiday pass. Some people call it Thanksgiving.
Turkey day.
Turkey, yeah.
Be thankful for
Some people don't even like that.
So
I just there for
It's pretty
food.
chill for me. I ain't really do too much.
sure.
Toss it up. Just toss it.
Damn.
How about yours?
It was good.
It was good.
It was fine.
I was chilling, watching TV.
Enjoyed my little break from work.
Yeah, that was the
I
most
think,
important
I
part.
think
You ain't have a real break. You ain't have a real break from work unless you be God of War.
when you call off,
That's for the gamers. I don't know nothing about that.
Now, when you call off work, you know it's serious.
You gotta take 2 more days off now.
I ain't been a gamer since PlayStation 2.
I'm gonna be on it tonight though. I'm already know I am.
You know I
About
did.
6.
Just about
but speaking of God of War, when the
I gotta
original,
go with the 12.
Oh, okay.
but when the original one came out, the first one, I did take off work a couple of days once I passed some of the parts, and I was like, okay, let me just get it in. Man, I ended up staying home like 2 days. I think I told him I had chicken pox or something.
Oh shit!
I know a game that I did like back in the day was the Dynasty Warrior game. I love them.
Yeah.
I think that's like the last game I actually like.
I like them type of games. You just go through
Hack
slash.
slash.
Yeah.
Then y'all might
Nash.
like God of War.
It's the same damn thing.
Is it? I'm with it.
Basically.
I was really in a good damn Ninja Turtles game earlier before we had to stop.
In the corner.
A whole lot of watching.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes a good button mashing game is cool.
You know, a game I do wish they would like remaster, but I doubt it'll happen. Kane and Lynch. That was
Kane and Lynch was a good game.
The first two? They were supposed to make a movie.
the second
Yeah,
one.
they were supposed to make a movie.
It was with Bruce Willis and Billy Bob.
Billy Bob, that's the perfect
I
one.
thought it
for,
was Jamie Foxx and Bruce Willis.
Nah, it was Bruce
Bob.
Willis and Billy Bob.
Yeah.
What movie was Jamie Foxx and Bruce Willis supposed to done together?
I don't know.
I could have swore their names was out for something together. I don't know.
It might have been them. Who knows? But that was a fun one though, especially that beginning when you had to break out of the jail.
Yeah, that was a good game.
The
I like
second
the
one.
first one better.
I like the first. The
I don't
second
think I
one.
played the second one.
The second one was Rush.
It was bad, man. I ain't like
I
it.
don't think I played the second one.
And GameStop got that like 2 days later. It gave me $10.
GameStop be like, yeah, $10. So for $45.
Yeah, well, let's see how long GameStop got left because they've been going downhill. so.
Right.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else here to replace them.
Yeah, but they pushing everything online. Once they remember Xbox wasn't gonna let people play used games.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? Their system wasn't gonna let people play. That was gonna kill GameStop right then and there because GameStop make the bulk of their money off of reselling the games that they be buying for $5.
Yeah, beat them the Concourse.
Yes. My quarterback.
All right, so to the list.
Who just made the list?
I don't know anything about anything when we're talking about this Disney shakeup, so you're gonna have to let me know.
That was like what a midnight thing
It was
Tuesday.
It was a lot that went down with this.
Disney shakeup. Who wants to get it started?
You and me, Jules, we both talked about it the same day it happened.
All right, well,
Look where it go, man. Look where it go.
bounce off of me, man.
So what happened was Tuesday, right, Jules?
Yeah.
So it was Tuesday, and it came out of nowhere. Nobody expected it or anything. That Bob Igor came back and took his spot back, and got rid of the old dude. Was it Chapek?
Yeah,
Chapek,
But
whatever.
for everybody's awareness, Bob Iger was the CEO of Disney.
Walt Disney.
He had left. The other dude came in, and then Bob Iger. The other dude stepped down, and Bob Iger was.
Now he ain't stepped down. He got fired.
Well, yeah, all right, whatever.
So he found out the same way everybody else.
But what's so crazy was, like me and Jules was talking about that night, was he just left in January because he handpicked the dude. So once the dude started he started feeling himself. He kind of tried to distance himself from what Bob did. And what screwed him over is when he raised the price of the Disney bundle package. And then he was talking about doing budget cuts.
And it's a company that's making $1 billion a day.
Yeah.
If not
Then,
more.
but it was just between that
And then when you told me about the Kevin Feige thing, that was like, whoa.
this is allegedly. I mean, allegedly, supposedly, the heads of Disney films, Kevin Feige, and the head of Pixar. Apparently, I guess they went to the board and basically said that this guy got to go because he's been meddling with a lot of stuff. I didn't know that he was basically telling them that they didn't want a lot of Star Wars content. And
That's weird.
that's one.
That's dumb.
And it was a lot of Marvel decisions that the guy was making, and he was forcing some things that Kevin Feige didn't want to do, but he had to do it because that's who he's reporting to now. When Feige was reporting to Bob Iger,
Pretty much had it.
he had
free reign.
He can do what he want. I guess now they're at the board, and between that happening and then he
Don't
was
forget
fired.
the Warner thing.
Oh yeah. That I guess apparently they Warner Brothers had reached out to Kevin Feige and taken over DC.
What?
I don't know if this is true or
That's what he
not.
was talking about the other night.
Apparently, they said that Disney had Warner Brother had came to Kevin Feige to take over because they were hearing some rumblings that he was kind of he was not happy with.
Oh, they was offering him the job over at DC.
The one that James Gunn got.
Yeah, he recommended James Gunn for that job. So apparently, he knew that guy was getting ready to get out because they wouldn't raise holy hell. When you got the problem with it is when you had 3 of your big bosses, and this wasn't like the top tier. This is 3 of the big guys that make the decisions for them companies, saying that we got a problem with the CEO. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they fire him right on? They called an emergency meeting, and I guess they fired him. The guy found out, like everybody else, online that he lost his
Got the
job.
email.
That's terrible.
Brian, give me some of that purple stuff. Nah. I'm messing with you. Those were Dave Chappelle. Remember the Chappelle skit?
Yeah.
You look like
That
it. He was
purple
like, nah, I want some of that purple stuff.
That's why I had to look up like, what?
Yeah, can you,
The watermelon.
thank you, sir.
You know, finish it off.
You don't want the raspberry
We're not
mixture?
going to say the name of this, but it's a good thing that we use this because it loosens the mood up in here. We'll just say sangria. But whoever's in this bottle, shout out to you.
But, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all. That's what.
That's all really happened.
But it was just a multitude of things that happened with that company. So it looked like, what is it, Bob Iger? If he's back for 2 years.
2 years.
Okay.
And then you got finally his successor again.
Just imagine if Kevin Feige gets that job.
It might as well
He
be at this
can't.
point. Why not?
Yeah, he gonna have to. Can you imagine him? You gotta control all that stuff that they
I
have.
think he can.
And they all about making money. So basically, what they were
It
saying
really
was,
just gonna pick up too. Well, no, because you also got to think about the ESPN stuff. You got to think about
because since he's been there,
Hulu stuff.
Bob's been there. They acquired Pixar, Lucasfilms, and the Fox stuff. And so he's doing all that plus the park, merchandise, and all that.
Yeah.
So it's basically, to the shareholders and stuff, he's made them money for all those years. They said when the dude came over there, the parks wasn't making
Well,
money. None of that.
Disney stock price, and I know because I got some. Disney stock price took a hit this year,
Yeah,
A big
that's
hit.
right.
and they missed some some numbers. One of the peers, and they took a drop. But yeah,
Well, maybe that's why they got rid of him.
that's probably
That's one
a big
reason.
when they gathered around and said, "Yeah, he got to go."
It was significant enough for them to basically say that he got to go like right away.
Yeah, there's a big drop. I can't remember their top number.
It was,
But they're
it was-
probably like half of what they used to be right now, stock price
They
wise.
said the price of the tickets in the parking went way up.
Yeah.
That was his first year. It was this year.
But Princess Shuri at the park at what is that? Disney World? Which one is that?
I don't know.
Disneyland, Disney World.
Disneyland. Whatever one got the Avengers compound. Shuri.
I think it's
was
Disney.
that.
Land is in California.
I think
World
it's
is in
Disneyland.
Florida.
I think it's Disneyland, the one that got the Avengers part. But yeah, they put the new Princess Shuri in there with the suit on.
Why am I laughing at that? I'm just looking at you to start laughing.
Should have been in Baku. Should have been in Baku.
She had him crying last week. I was laughing at her.
It's because she's skinny.
Okay.
Right? You don't like her in the suit.
I loved her in the suit.
You do? Yeah. Okay.
I liked her in the suit.
Are you sure?
I love that movie.
I was cool with her in the suit.
I had a problem with it.
He Red Rock.
It couldn't have been nobody but her to play the new Black Panther.
Yeah.
And the storyline they're playing.
Yeah.
What does she do if somebody else plays the Black Panther? What does she do?
Go in the background and make new weapons.
And you know what?
She's roadie. I don't care what anybody said, okay?
And I was cool with it because it was source material accurate.
Yeah, and she was in the
comics.
You know who else is skinny? And it's starting not to look right. I had a crush on her for the longest. Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
She always was skinny.
Oh, but you know
So
what?
slim.
Rewatching the Batman
I seen
in that
that.
outfit does not compliment how skinny. Like her shoulders is this far apart.
And she cute as hell.
She is cute, but this is literally like the width of her shoulders is like this much.
Yeah.
And putting in that suit,
She's
exposed it.
she's not the same size as she was in Ken.
Yeah, she
The movie
real.
Ken,
She
when
real
she
small.
played the stripper, she was a little bit thinner in that
Yeah,
movie.
she real. Actually, the After Earth, that back ass Will Smith movie, she was in the beginning of that. But
don't
like, she
even
was
remember
bigger.
that.
She was bigger in there too.
I've only seen that movie one time. That was
She
on
on
the
that
plane.
Hollywood diet.
I think she was like his sister. She might have died or something.
I wanted to see that. I didn't catch it.
Well, after
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. Anyway, matter of fact, go ahead and watch it. Just go ahead and
Why
watch it.
not?
I'm on a bring Will Smith back move right now.
Man, he got a movie coming.
Yeah, masturbation.
Well,
Any up for Oscar consideration for it too?
Yeah.
Slap. No, he can't.
There he is. He just can't show up there.
He can get nominated.
So it's really not. It's really not a punishment.
That's
It's
that's
just
a
we don't know.
whole other topic for another show.
If
If he gets nominated, we'll definitely have to touch on that.
For what movie?
Emancipation.
I saw the trailer for the first time today.
I'm gonna have to watch
It looks
that.
good though, man.
He had a new shade of dirty on him I never seen before. It was just.
I like the fact that he paid for all those
It
extras.
was like. It was.
I like that.
Something was on his skin. It looked alright, didn't it? It just didn't look.
Called
That was.
prosthetic makeup.
Nah, that was slave. That was
And Jada slapped
12 months of slave on his skin.
12 months of Alcina.
Oh, he gay, man.
He's got his own.
I'm sorry.
On to the next topic.
They said back in November of 2022.
We can put that out there. He did introduce
Came out on the show.
a
New
lover,
love interest.
and it was a male.
Look at that.
So
He's singing all the women.
You know.
He's singing the men.
it makes you think. You know, things that make you go, Right? And,
That's him.
Jada might have been poking him.
we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, because that's not what we're talking about.
But that's something to make.
If he's living his truth, that's
And honestly, that's not a new concept because how many songs Luther been singing to these women all these years?
True.
And we already know.
Johnny Gill.
So, God bless his soul.
Luther.
Yeah.
Johnny
Gill.
Y'all just don't.
Tevin Campbell. And you know what? Hey,
my. No, I'm sorry.
wherever you find love, in whatever shape, form, or gender you find it in, you support
Good
it.
for you.
Yep.
That's what you do.
But if you happen to be light skinned, please just save it. Because we just
I don't even know why I can Quentin Tarantino.
wait, I'm sorry. I gotta just get this off my chest.
Go ahead.
You sound like a light skinned man.
We've been taking L's for too many years now, and we can't keep adding to the list. So just hold it in for about 7 years.
So Quentin Tarantino.
What about let some darks skip the list? So I'm like,
So Quentin Tarantino.
Asians. Okay, who
So basically, Quentin Tarantino have nothing to drink.
Tell you what, man, I got something to say.
I just because it had to be another one, and I'm like, God damn, man. So many left. We got Chris Brown and Drake left, right? Everybody else, you oh no.
Light Skin Coalition is taking L's.
He saw. Tevin Campbell held that in for years. How hit? You know how hard of a hit? You know how
Tarantino.
you know how hard of a hit it was. And I ain't even saying nothing about it. It's just the light skin.
Pineapples.
Go ahead and
Finish, man.
I'm sorry, those strawberries. I'm done. All we got left right now is Drake and Chris Brown. And Chris Brown is a fellow cokehead.
You know what this is? I think
Drake.
Mexican people need a draft right now.
We do. We need a new savior. That's what I feel like. And I don't want to say savior. We need a new, ignorant, just male figure
That's light skin.
light skin.
Stephen A. Smith.
Will Smith slapped somebody
But
on live TV.
But look, see,
You about to get started, Brian Hill.
we're not talking about right now. I mean, we're not talking about off air. But all I'm gonna say is this: somehow Will Smith is associated with August Alsina now, and that's why I can't put him out there.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that. But goddamn, I'm gonna cut all this out.
Tarantino.
Yeah,
Just remember where we was at, so you can
I'm gonna cut it at that.
I'll leave it in.
Quentin Tarantino.
So Quentin Tarantino, he ain't say nothing.
Quentin Tarantino versus comic films. He had some feelings on comic.
I didn't even hear
movies.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
Go ahead, that's yours.
Basically, what he said was that he doesn't consider the people who star Marvel films. He don't consider them movie stars. He considers the franchise or the character they're playing the star of the movie. Which just has to be like the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's just like saying
Zack Snyder saying you weird that you talk.
you know how mad I would have been if Vin Rames was light skinned in that movie.
Come on, guy. I thought we was done.
I'm talking about Baby Boy.
Like, where'd that come from? That's what I said. What?
Wait, I was, but let's go back to what y'all was talking about. I'm done. It's the strawberry one. It's the strawberry one.
Classic. What did you Jason?
I don't know what was it.
He didn't drink any of that. He didn't have any of that.
So what do you think, that's all you had to do? All you was missing was a chicken?
Oh, moment. Oh, my bad.
So,
I take everything I said back. But yes.
Go on here.
he just had a moment.
Tarantino.
Go ahead, yeah.
Oh God, I brought tears to my eyes.
So, you know what? I kind of agree with
He's
him.
not wrong for what he said.
I kind of agree with him.
I
Sorry. Can you reiterate the point one more time that he said, just in case it didn't get lost?
Basically, what he said is that the Marvel characters are the stars in the movies and not the actual people who are in the movie. Like he's basically what he's saying is Robert Downey Jr. is not a star, Iron Man's a star,
and that's the opposite.
And so, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Hold on, not even on that level. I put it in a different level. Basically, what he's saying is that
They're not top-billed
the
actors.
Falcon is the star and not Anthony Mackie.
I get it. You know what? I think I'm going to play devil's advocate.
This is where
I agree with him.
This is where I have a little beef with it. Long story short, anytime this isn't even about a character. I mean, anytime you're making a movie, you're playing a character, regardless if it's a comic film or a stage play. You're playing somebody. That's the problem I have. But my beef with Tarantino is it's just some of the shit that he does that he tries to be slick with it. Mm-hmm. And now he's using this as like a back door to open up another stuff so people won't really judge his
what he's
really doing.
Really about.
But before we get on to that,
Because I want to go
Chris
there with
Evans, okay? Let me use Chris Evans. I'm a Captain America fan. I like Chris Evans as Captain America. But prior to him being Captain America, he was not a top-billed actor.
That's true.
And I think for most of the actors in Marvel, you can say prior to them becoming in Marvel, they were not top. Even Robert Downey Jr. at that time was a disgraced actor. They took a chance on Robert Downey Jr., who did an amazing role with Iron Man, but he was not a top 5 actor. He probably wasn't even in movies at the time. I don't remember what he did prior to that. It was probably years when he did a movie.
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
I remember him going to jail.
he was on Ally McBeal.
Yeah. So I can see the argument that he's making. You're not gravitating to Marvel because they're grabbing Denzels, they're grabbing top actors in the world. You're going to gravitate to Marvel for the action, for the connected universe, for the storylines, and to see how things play out. I can agree that he may have a point in that argument.
He has a point, but my counterpoint with him is just him. The foot fetish guy's got a lot of shit with him.
I'm not saying he's not weird. He is a weird guy.
Seriously, out of all his films, I only like maybe 2 of them.
Well, before
Maybe
you,
3.
Right?
well, before you break into that, then
I like it. I like movies.
I like some of them.
Before you break into him, just directly to what he's saying, as far as the stars, I see what he's saying, but I also can say things like Iron Man, the character, did not bring people to that movie. It was Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of that character that brought him to that. Because I, for one, never cared about Iron Man, never liked Iron Man. I thought Iron Man was stupid when I was a kid, and it was him that made me like
a fan of it.
I'm a fan of the comic book character because of who played him. Wolverine, who needed no, didn't matter who played Wolverine. So I thought, because Wolverine's a very well loved and very notable comic book character. I can arguably say that when why am I blanking on his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. I'm going to call him something totally different. When Hugh Jackman played him, Hugh Jackman became Wolverine. Now you think of the comic book character that's existed for all these years before the movies were made. Now when you think of Wolverine, there's a whole generation that automatically thinks of Hugh Jackman. So in that sense, I got to say that the actor made the character, and it's not for all of them. Because like Chris Hemsworth with Thor, somebody else could have probably played him. So it's not every character, but a lot of these characters, they're synonymous, and a lot of these actors are synonymous with that character now. And you have a whole generation that's younger than us, maybe older than us, and wasn't into comics, that now you think of Iron Man, you think of Robert Downey Jr. You think of Hugh Jackman, you think of Wolverine, you think of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a two-sided coin, but I personally feel like if he feels that way, then
he shouldn't be ripping off people that
no, not even that.
Stories from.
If he feels that way, the blood and the N-word in his movies, who was the actor on those? Because there's a whole lot of those. You know, they could be whole characters themselves. Let alone another story.
You better believe it.
But yeah,
and the fact that the man is pretty much was getting money from his best friend, who was Mr. Weinstein, and he was basically clapping his girl, and she told him about it, and what'd he do? Nothing.
my thing, I mean, and I don't make movies, and I'm not in that industry, but I'm the type of person that would feel like if I'm doing what I do, and I make money at what I do, and I do it well, I don't give a damn about what they do over here, or what that genre, or that director, or that studio decides to do. I'm doing what I do here, and that's all. You know, hey, you get your money how you get your money, because not everybody's dropping 500 N-words and gallons of blood in their movie, but at the same time, they're not pointing the finger at you, talking about, well, you know, criticizing how you decide to make your movies.
Yep.
You do your thing, and let people do theirs.
And another thing with him is, remember, he back in the day was trying to do a comic book movie. His ass was trying to do a Green Hornet back in the day, and his ass actually tried to do an Iron Man movie back in the day, but it fell through.
So my question about when he says, if you look at cinema prior to the MCU, these companies weren't making the money like how they are now off their back. A lot of these movies that come out that can afford to flop is because superhero movies make so much money for those companies for them to be able to make their little passion projects.
So
a lot of these movies, now if you take the MCU out of the equation right now, what movie has come out since the first Iron Man was groundbreaking and made an impact
right
on pop culture?
No,
I would say Avatar, maybe.
that was before.
Before that. Oh, I'm sorry.
But get out. I understand your point, and I agree with your point.
2-3 years ago.
And then the movie he did with the dude from Black Panther Party, that wasn't groundbreaking.
I'm talking but that was all now. I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking about before?
I'm talking about before that until that started. Nothing.
I don't remember.
So
Street Fighter.
Exactly.
What
y'all taking this too serious.
Yeah.
It's funny a little bit, you know. Street Fighter.
So look, I think certain directors like him, Scorsese said something about MCU movies before. You know, they're on the different spectrum of the movie world, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of these studios see the money that's going in and being made in comic book movies, and the argument with traditional directors like those guys, or let's call them old school directors, they're not in that circle. They're in their circle of their own movie and storytelling.
I mean,
and so when they see this, they think it's dumb because it's not, to them, it's not
cinema.
It's not a full-fledged story, thought out story plot. This is just comic kids shit where they're making, putting in their time and effort and making real developed stories. And so, yes, it is two camps. It's anti-movie, anti-comic, pro-comic. But where he, I think, is getting in that is, and you know what? It might be also to where the black dude, Black Manta, what was his name? He may have been saying almost the same thing, where it's not real challenging work.
But he signed on to play Wonder Man.
And he signs on to play Wonder Man. And see, that's the give or take. You say, look, you gotta give your role, you gotta give all to your role, i.e. Robert Downey Jr., or you can't be like, oh, I'll do it, but I hate it at the same time.
I think it comes down to the fact that
you can't
when it comes to I don't even butcher his name, but when it comes down, Yahya Abdul Mateen. When it comes down to him, I think he falls into the line of like Henry Cavill, Taron Egerton, and all these other guys that get offered these roles from the movies. They don't want to wear a mask.
It's not that.
It is.
It's not that.
It is. Possibly. I think it's
talking about this mask.
I swear.
Why are we still talking?
He said it because he said he got offered Cyclops, but he didn't want to play Cyclops
because he wanted to be Wolverine.
Nope. He said he couldn't articulate himself in a mask.
Wolverine got a real mask on. Cyclops has got a visor.
I don't think they're banking on the costume.
All I'm gonna say is
no mask anyway.
I do agree that there are two camps when it comes to these type of movies. You're either pro the movie or pro anti the movie.
Okay, go ahead.
These guys who like Yaya, to me, are Kyrie Irving.
They're just taking the check.
They want to take the check, but they also want to be like, well, I'm a real actor, and this is not real acting.
It is, but the thing is, though, it is real acting. Like this.
And I don't care. Depending on what side of the camp you're on. That's all I'm saying.
You think, and then that's where I want to inject with Samuel Yu, whatever name, the guy that plays Samuel. What he said, it was 100% accurate. And he said the reason why, people like him and Scorsese are mad at these movies making money is because there's no diversity in them. So all those movies that those guys were making, they only cater to one crowd.
Let's be honest.
I mean,
that is true.
Let's be honest.
Ben Reigns was dark skinned, so I don't care about that. He built to my crowd.
But you see what he did to him in that movie, though, right?
Yeah.
What did he do to Ving Rhames in Pulp Fiction?
And you know what? We can have
He
a
put a
conversation.
ball in his mouth and had him get fucked.
We can have this conversation.
He made the toughest looking black dude in the movie do something that is something that we don't do.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. When you talk about Martin Scorsese, you telling the same damn mobster movie, same
that's his lane, bro.
I mean, and that's his lane, and I understand that's your lane. But when your lane is one lane, you don't got no room to talk about nobody else's lane. Be anything.
He also Scorsese.
No, he brought up Scorsese and the other conversation.
They're the same mindset.
He was bringing up what Scorsese says similar things about.
Those two can't.
He said it was a while ago, and he was talking about how he doesn't.
And I think that's the problem.
They can't fit Marvel.
Me personally, is talking at once.
Me personally, as I can actually say this. Me as a filmmaker, I want challenges. I want things that are out of my norm. So if it don't work, it don't work. If it does work, then I know that's something else I can attach to my belt. And that is key to what you're saying, Jason. Is those guys don't step out of their comfort zone. They make a certain kind of movie because they cater to a certain kind of audience, and they banking all of their success off of those movies. They're riding those same kind of movies. When Scorsese stepped out of the pocket and made like a rom-com, or he made
not his lane.
But I'm saying though, so how are you how are you as a filmmaker going to disregard everything that those guys do when they're stepping out of their lane? A lot of those guys aren't coming from making another comic book movie to make another comic book movie.
I just think it's a disrespect to the writers and people that's putting in the work
Yeah, I mean,
to make an entertaining film.
It's entertainment. At the end of the day, you want people to come to the movie theater and buy tickets. If your trailer is attached to one of their movies, they're going to see that you got a movie coming out. Put yourself in that position.
Hugh Jackman, they said, was too good of an actor to even do
I believe that.
what he did.
I believe that.
And he came from stage where, like,
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Edward Norton.
So if they're doing it, it's got to be something.
He got out of there,
it.
but Edward Norton for a period was hitting nothing but bangers.
Yep.
He was picking nothing but stuff that he thought he could. Like, I don't want to say he tailored it. He did tailor his picks, but if he thought he could bring something to it, he jumped on it. And he had some good movies for a little, like, probably like 5-7 year period.
Yeah, but they say he a real difficult dude to work with, though.
Yeah.
That's a whole other.
I mean, my thing is when you're in one lane yourself, don't talk about nobody. Like, just do what you like. That's my thing. I just do what I do.
It all
I don't
comes down
care
to-
if it's not the same as what I do. That's what y'all. That's your lane. Superheroes.
All it is hating.
My movies is my lane. Superheroes is your lane.
Yep.
That's cool. And then you keep it.
Let's make this money together.
Let's just be real. I'll put it like this. I'll just say this. I don't cut you off. Now, if a Tarantino movie is coming out, I'll just say this.
It's gonna be better than N-word.
Now, if we were now seriously, now if we were all no, I'm serious.
N-word.
Yeah, that too. Now, if we was all if they were just saying like Quentin Tarantino was doing Montana the Second and Marvel was putting out X-Men 2, where are we gonna go see first?
X-Men.
You said what?
I'm just saying if Quentin Tarantino was doing like Montana,
anything.
I'm just using New Jersey as an example. If he's using like Montana,
it's okay. That's the hate.
Use this Kill Bill 3.
Yeah.
If you putting out Kill Bill 3,
But that's the hate. That's the hate.
put out Kill Bill 3. This is what you should do. You should put out Kill Bill 3 around the same time they put out Captain America: New World Order, and see what people want to go watch.
See, that's gonna be tough.
No,
It's all
that's the art that
It's Kill Bill 3 and it's the little girl, Vivica Fox's daughter. I might go see that.
Yeah. Look, half of the table might go see that, but at the end of the day, who's gonna buy more tickets to see what? Are they gonna go see? They're both already established IP, but which one are people gonna go see?
And that's where the hate is coming from.
And I think with Tarantino, I mean, when he did Kill Bill, he struck good with the first one. I really didn't care for the second one too much.
I never seen him.
But if he was to do a third one, which I think too much time has passed on it right now.
Avatar, man, come on.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to that too.
That's over 10 years.
Yeah, but James Cameron's done some.
And James Cameron ain't never came at those guys and was like, I don't want these superhero guys. And
Again, it's hate. It's hate.
He got a bunch of those guys in his
It's
film.
stuff not selling to where they thought it was going to sell. That Once Upon a Time in Hollywood probably didn't do the numbers he thought.
It bombed because he ain't got the support of Harvey Weinstein.
It's not even that.
He had to take that job.
It's also, we're in a post-COVID world, right? So not everybody's going to the movie theaters like they were doing prior to 2019. You know what people go to the movies?
Wakanda Forever has made.
You know, but you know what people go to the movies to see?
Exactly. Event
Those
films.
type of movies.
They go see event films now.
Outside of that, they're going to wait till it go on streaming.
It has to be a reason to
But
get
he
people out
had
of the
heat
theater.
on that movie.
An
even
Avengers
before it
movie,
came out.
a Black Panther movie, maybe Avatar, certain big ones, people are gonna go out to see. But if it's a, you know,
can't catch a lightning in a bottle.
I'll catch it when it come out on streaming in a couple weeks. I'll do that. And that's what most movies are right now. You know how many movies came out? I just watched Smile. Smile came out like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I ain't gonna see it there. But it turned out to be good. It was a good movie.
But it made a ton of money though.
It was a good movie. Yeah, for what they put in there, they made money.
And that's the point that I make, like off of those stuff for those movies, is that those movies make a ton of money so that people can make a smile, people can make pray
But
for
the
the
thing
level.
is, we're in a different time now. We're not in that. We're not in the movie theater time anymore. Honestly,
And that's
they got to figure out a new method of releasing.
That's the part what I'm saying is that those movies that come out, if I'm Martin Scorsese, I'm not getting mad if people don't want to see The Irishman in the movie theater. If you hook that trailer,
I'd have been asleep.
you hook that trailer,
30 minutes. I love them type of movies.
It's rough for movies right now. So
I think they're messing with
Devotion
their
came
own.
out. Devotion came out. I don't expect Devotion to have amazing numbers. I'm expecting it to be on some type of streaming service in the next few weeks, in which I'll watch it then.
Okay, I think and also we gotta look at like this too. Like, what do you consider a success for a film?
if you made more money than what you put in it.
Right.
And I think that's
So
the problem.
Devotion cost $10 million to make, and it makes $50. It won.
It won. However, I think what his gripe is that the killers in movie theaters right now are comic book movies.
Right.
Those are the ones that are tripling, quadrupling, 10 times in the money that they put in and coming back out.
So there might be jealousy.
And that's what I'm saying. It's all hate at the end of the day. That's what it really comes down to is the hate that the movies that they probably used to get, the numbers they used to get from their movies, they're not getting. They probably will never get it again. It's a different time in life that we are in now, especially post-COVID.
Yeah, so
where that ain't gonna happen again.
Yeah, no major studio is going to want to put like, excuse me, maybe 50, like you said, $50 million in for.
I'm applauding them.
Or nothing.
I'm sorry. Like even if I was in the game, like say I directed or wrote the next Marvel hit, I'm not gonna go out there and say, "Oh, Martin Scorsese shouldn't make movies." I'm gonna be like, "Mr. Scorsese, make your film, please. Give us an alternative to watch because I can't watch Wakanda Forever 7 days a week. I can't watch it. I need something else to watch. I can't always watch Captain Marvel. I can't watch Avengers Endgame. I can't watch those things. Give me something that's alternative, but don't diss the alternative that that you're offering, like that you don't offer. I should say. That's what I don't get.
I don't have a problem with the statement. I mean, because at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But it's just the source of the person that I don't like that's saying all this stuff based off of the stuff that what he's doing.
And Tarantino, basically, everything he's gotten is because someone looked out for him. Because one of his boys knew Harvey Keitel, and Harvey Keitel read the Reservoir Dogs script and was like, "I want to play Mr. Black.
Yeah,
I can make this happen for you." Those kind of days,
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it's just I'm looking at it as I just don't like him as a person.
That's why I said it sounded personal when you was
It's just like some of the shit. I mean, if you really read up on this dude and you see some of the stuff that he's did, man, it's gonna have
a lot. And you know what though? A lot of his movies was getting made as is, where a lot of people that weren't playing the game got their movies cut and butchered.
All right, I get it. Let's move on because I don't want y'all. We get it. He got a big forehead.
Shout out to James Cameron, George Lucas, and Steven Spielberg.
Shout out to Quentin Tarantino and Martin Scorsese. Just make more challenging films. Challenge yourself as a filmmaker.
Yeah, that's it.
Scorsese, how many times can you whack a man? But anyway, on to Thor in a new direction.
What?
Or nah. What? Who wrote this like this? For a new direction. Jules. This is Jules. That wasn't Jules. So we're saying Chris Hemsworth is saying the base needs a tone change.
Yes.
All right, go.
They already got one, didn't
So basically, I think everybody agrees that Taika Waititi didn't do the best with the last Thor movie. And the direction that they chose to go with it wasn't, widely received.
The misfire.
So it sounds like Chris Evans is also on board with, they need to change the tone and the direction about
Chris Hemsworth, not Evans.
Oh, shit.
Too many Hemsworth.
Thank you. Chris Hemsworth is agreeing, also on board about changing the direction about how the Thor movies are going. So, I think we're all in agreement. I don't know if there's any. I'm trying to think of something good that I liked about the Thor movie.
Which one?
The last one.
That's all I ain't seen it.
True. I ain't watched it either, so
bad,
Jason.
That was what I like, the end credits. And literally me walking out of the theater.
And I like Ragnarok.
That's the one I like. That's the main
rough. It was rough. This last Thor was rough.
Yeah.
I kind of almost wish they didn't make it.
You can tell they chopped a lot of that
I
out.
almost kind of wish they didn't make it.
I know the reason why I didn't watch it because Christian Bale trashed it himself, so that the movie y'all gonna watch is not the movie.
And Christian Bale picks a lot of good movies. Not that many Christian Bale movies I don't like. Yeah.
He's probably looking at his kids like, y'all made me do that.
He trashed that movie.
And he's done. He, like you said, he's a guy that really, really studies the characters that he's playing. So when he agreed to play him, that's why like the base was like kind of excited for it because Bale don't just do anything now. So for him to waste his time and put his all into that character, and then you find out that he got butchered the way he did, man.
Look how they butchered my boy.
So Oh yeah, I'm all agreeing with it. I think the series needs to get a little darker now.
Honestly, let Thor chill. I don't really need Thor right now.
No.
Let him chill out.
Take 5.
Yeah,
But he said
Yeah.
he said one more, and he think that should be it, and that was coming from him himself.
which is why if this is only gonna be one more, save it. Save it. Don't do another Thor movie.
But doesn't Helmsworth have some health issues going on right now too?
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't necessarily say he found out he had a gene that was, I guess,
Conditioning to him for dementia.
dementia and Alzheimer's, so he's going to chill out.
Me personally, I think when it comes to Thor, I don't think they really thought about all the stuff that happened to him to do Love and Thunder. You know what I mean? I think they were hyped about just bringing Natalie Portman back. He lost his brother.
The director fumbled that.
Yeah, his brother died in front of him.
Yeah.
And he lost half of his people. Mm-hmm. He was able to bring it back, and he was the mistake that let Thanos wipe out the world for 5 years.
Oh, I see what you're saying there.
So you got all these things that you could have built upon instead of making Love and Thunder. Like if I'm him, if I make Love and Thunder, his character has to be moody that whole movie, just because he has so much to be happy for. So why is he happy? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's miserable. All that stuff came off the strength of him making mistakes and him being the protector of Earth. It was his job not to let Thanos do what he did, and the fact that they had to go back in time and figure out a different way to fix everything when he could have ended it with one blow 5 years prior. Like, to me, I think you put that weight on that character in his next film.
Yeah, but he also felt that in the game, and that's what they were harping on in the game while he picked up the weight and all that. I do agree that the tone should have been different for Love and Thunder. Mm-hmm.
It's unredeemable.
Yeah, I just wish they never came out with it. Honestly, that's all I can really say.
They could, like Brian said, they could have
multiverse.
really, they could really thought it out.
It's even like Black Widow. Like Black Widow was kind of pointless.
But you know what? I enjoy Black Widow more.
Than Love and Thunder?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And really, Black Widow was just really to introduce the sister. Mm-hmm. But it could have been a series. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was really made to introduce the sister.
Well, I don't think they could have paid what
Florence
they paid.
the money. Yeah.
No, Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, that was stuff that they owed Scarlett Johansson.
Absolutely.
They did that for her.
Film. Yeah, she was
they
doing
did that for her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I really got to say over there. Unless you got something. We can
What's next?
Hey, the Death of Superman comic.
What is that? Like 30? How many?
30 years.
30 years.
in the comments here.
That's crazy.
My all-time favorite Superman comic. Hands down. For obvious reasons. If anybody knows me, they know I can't stand Superman. He's overpowered. He's whack.
They the same person.
That's why. Scott Summers.
Just generic white boy. Just
They call the cops. Motherfucker don't do shit.
If you like Superman, you probably also like Cyclops.
Yeah,
I like Cyclops.
I do. And you like Superman. Point proven.
I like Superman.
They like Superman, and they also like Captain America's bitch ass too.
I like Captain America, Cyclops.
see, I'm a little different.
And you might even like John Cena too.
I like John Cena.
We 4 for 4.
I can't wait to answer the question when we get to AEW.
But yeah, so
John
30
Cena's
years.
right next to Tavon, though.
Huh?
John Cena's sitting right next to you. You can't see him.
That's one of them jokes you can't say when people has been drinking.
That's why I was like, huh?
No, John Cena's he's sitting right next to you.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
I still don't get it.
30 years.
Well, they say you can't see him. I guess that's his thing.
Tell you how I'm drunk.
I never do
Blame the bottle.
I thought the spider was back.
Oh man, I killed it.
30 years since the Death of Superman by the Hands of Doomsday comic came out. You know what? Actually, I watched Kill Bill 2 today. Yeah, speaking of, he made an interesting line, about how Superman is the only superhero who lives a separate identity from everybody else. In terms of Superman pretends not to be Superman, but he normally is Superman, where every other hero is who they normally are, and then they pretend to be Spider-Man, right? So Peter Parker is who Peter Parker is when he wakes up. Superman, or whatever you want, Kal-El, wakes up as Superman. He goes to work and pretends his daily life as Clark Kent. And Clark Kent is his vision of us. How weak we are, how goofy and how weak and how ditzy Clark Kent is Superman's portrayal of how he sees humans. Which I thought was a very good point. Very good point. But at the end of the day, I do not fuck with Superman. Not even a little bit. The best story to me, it was making Superman go bad in that Injustice series. And I wish they started hitting at it in the Zack Snyder's, but that is the best. And they let people beat them to the punch. They let the boys come out, and they let that what's the other, the Brightburn, and they started let people beat them to the punch. But the boys basically took that Injustice storyline and said, you know what, we're gonna double down on it. And Invincible. But yeah. Fuck Superman. Pretty
much. I'm a Superman guy.
Why? What is appealing to you about Superman?
I think it's what he stood for,
which is
that is me by nature. I feel like I'm a protector.
Okay,
and I feel like that's who he is.
Did Spider-Man not do that?
Not as much as Superman. He doesn't give me that like how Superman gives it to me.
I think Spider-Man stands for it just as much, but is not as able as Superman, and still puts up a good ass fight for what he fights for.
I think Superman appeals to me because he is a character who necessarily doesn't have to do what he does. He don't have to. He doesn't have to save people.
Honestly, he don't need to be here.
Yeah, he don't.
We need to kick him off this earth.
And he don't, but he stays here.
No, because we don't know.
He stays on Earth to
give him a chance. I already reported his ass to Trump. I'm saying it like that.
Who was this? Okay, so
the crazy time. Remember the ice was knocking down niggas' doors? This was a crazy. This was a fun ass 4 years.
Stop.
No, I didn't mean it in that terms, but literally one day we woke up and was like, oh shit, we about to go to World War III. We ain't over with China, Korea, Russia. And he would talk reckless on Twitter saying Rocket Man does this. It was the craziest 4 years, and it was entertaining though. It was entertaining. Ignorance in me missed the entertainment. But are we safer now? Probably. But that shit was entertaining. I remember I kept turning on the TV. They had the niggas in cages.
Stop.
I'm trying to know what this is.
How do we get here? That's Brian.
Make sure you edit that.
Is fighting for this America.
He's not an American though.
What is he?
He's an alien.
Where he living at?
In America.
Metropolis.
And all I'm saying is
Not from Earth.
to me, he's just a symbol of the Great White Hope, and it was like he was made to be perfect, and there's no good character arc in being perfect.
People say that about God.
But we can have this whole conversation. We can save that religious talk for another thing. But there is inherently a flaw about God, right?
Yeah.
Because then you have to argue about, is God all good or is he all powerful? Because why does he allow certain things to happen, right? And so the same, and actually, what's his name said that? Lex Luthor in one of the movies said the same thing.
Yeah, it was a cartoon.
And the same thing could be said about Superman, right? Even though I'm not going to go that deep about Superman, I just don't like the fact of how strong they made him, and he did not have real character development until...
What's
later on when they started fleshing out Lex Luthor, it's making it more about mind games and all this other stuff. His character arc is terrible to me.
To me, I've liked Superman ever since the Kingdom Come comic book.
Okay.
Like that's the comic
Can you
that made me
describe
like him.
the Kingdom Come comic book for
Kingdom Come is the one where they had that other, I forgot his name.
My God, I believe.
Yeah, he was going around doing what Superman wouldn't do, and what all of them wouldn't do. So when they were praising that guy, Superman was like, "Okay, that's what y'all want. I'm out." And he went and chilled on his farm and went away. And then all of a sudden, he had to come back and save humanity again because cats like Batman and Wonder Woman and all them, they weren't getting the job done. So he had to come back and save everybody. That's the short version of the story.
Okay.
It's a real.
So he was needed. Superman was necessary because those other guys weren't getting it done.
Okay. And so Superman appeals to you because he doesn't have to do what he does.
I like him because of the nobility in the character.
Okay.
And some of the battle scenes that he's had and with some of the books was some of my favorites growing up.
Okay.
Especially when he's fighting the dark side influence character.
Yeah, everybody's
Could he have
entitled to their own.
Could he have things that that back off the godness? Of course. But
It's for me. It's the character. It's
would you just
if you're that
explain-
powerful. And honestly, that kryptonite thing was an afterthought.
Maybe it's 'cause-
it was
maybe it's
like, oh
not
shit, we made him
written.
too powerful.
He's not written well.
We have maybe
That's what it is. He's
It
not
could
written
be,
well.
but it's hard to root for somebody that is powerful as he is. To me, I don't root for basically Superman. Who else is up there with him? I don't root for that type of character. I wanted somebody that went through something, that overcame adversity, and part of the reason why
He lost his world. He's a
but
foreigner.
he had no say in it. He had no
That's even more
He had no
traumatic.
participation in saving his own world.
That's even more traumatic.
He's just a byproduct of that.
And the
That's
fact
even more traumatic. He got to live with that guilt, though. He has nowhere to go to.
It's not guilt.
He has no world to go home to.
But that's not guilt.
That's just like if you was an astronaut and
That's
you
just
saw the
like-
Earth blow up, where would you go?
Listen, that's not his fault. He had no input in that scenario. So
That's
it's not
even
guilt.
worse.
It's not guilt. Guilt is being able to save your uncle when you had the ability to save your uncle, but you didn't because you didn't know what to do. You chose to do douchebag stuff with your powers. That's guilt.
That's more relatable as on the ground level.
That's just
But
that's
this
it,
dude-
it is.
But that
It is.
okay, and you said, hold on. You said that he lost his uncle. He lost his uncle, and he had the ability to do it, but because he was immature,
Yeah.
he couldn't save him.
Yeah.
Superman was a baby and lost his planet. He has nowhere. He has nowhere to go.
He had no ability to change that. Spider-Man had the ability to change that.
Hold on, though. Spider-Man can go to his uncle's gravesite, put flowers there, and be remorseful the whole time. Superman can't go somewhere that doesn't exist anymore.
He can look up at the sky and be remorseful. Then.
What doesn't go? It's not there.
He can still look up there. They
It's not
scattered.
there.
They scattered somewhere up there. He could look. He could fly up there. Actually, he could take a big breath in,
And to fly to what?
just up in that in space, and just I'm with y'all. At the end of the day, his character arc to me just never really hit. None of his character. The only one I really liked was when he went bad because it was really it was real. I'm tired of the shit. Look what you. Bruce Wayne should have handled this shit years ago, and you allowed this man to do something to me and made me kill my family. Hell no! I'm killing everybody. I'm done with it. That is the most relatable.
You already know how I feel about Batman.
That is the most relatable I've ever seen Superman to me. In in any terms of like, how can I appeal to this character, or can he appeal to me? Any other? I get it. I'd rather rock with Superboy, honestly.
Superman is, to me, as I've gotten older, has been more appealing than Batman, and it used to be the other way around.
I guess.
But I just can't. I can't do Batman like how I used to anymore.
I'm still a hardcore Batman fan.
If I'm gonna make a comparison,
Batman was
to
there when his parents died, and he felt his weakness all his life, and chose to do something about it because he was in the moment when it happened. Superman was not in the moment when it happened.
Why does
He has not achieved greatness because of his his planet got blew up. He achieved greatness because he landed on a planet that was closest to the sun.
why
But it's not because he felt some loss in his life, he wouldn't have probably known the difference if he didn't have the strength.
Vigilantism is a crime, right? It's a crime. You can't go around and do what he did, right?
All right.
Well, Batman gets away with it because what?
Because he's a billionaire.
No.
He showed his chin.
Because he shows his chin.
I knew he was going.
They chase Blade down like a dog. I'm sorry. The whole government wants to take over Wakanda. Batman show up on a crime scene. They let him take evidence. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Show the chin.
Batman is the world's detective because they let him be. Batman don't need a badge to be a detective. I'm sorry.
We on an hour.
Well, wait, no, I'm just trying to get on the old one, though. The one that just came out, they was trying to get him to know the police.
Oh, yeah, he did.
For a little bit.
He also got away with punching the cop.
Then he went in there and said, just play the
He
role.
ran out the police station. All of them got guns. Every one of them got guns, but nobody's shooting.
No, actually, they did shoot at him.
When he had already ran and jumped off the building, right?
When he zipped
He
on
was already flying and gone. Yeah, he was already gone.
But
when he was up close and personal, a headshot could have put him down, and they could have took his mask off.
His shit was blocking bullets.
They could have took his mask off when he was
unconscious. His suit was blocking bullets.
And don't nobody notice that he's talked the same as this rich guy that be everywhere spending his money. Like no one notices that. No one notices that when he dips off and goes somewhere, he was just there.
Next. Before we switch on, we gotta get to the next topic. But Superman's alter ego is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
The Jerry curl.
And glasses.
The Jerry curl glasses.
You looking for yourself? Superman light skin?
Davon.
Well, I said, was it Dean Cain played him, didn't he?
So
He got a hell of a tan, though.
the mask, I'll take shit for the Batman mask. But for the Superman Jerry curl is the reason why people can't determine who Superman is. Get the fuck out of here.
They don't know what ethnicity he is.
I didn't even know you had a
He came back Dominican. I'm a black.
Y'all can't post this one. I done went away.
I'm Dominican. I'm a black. All right. What's next?
Oh god.
Sean Taylor.
What is next?
The disrespect.
I'll let y'all talk about it. They revealed a statue. What they were, I don't even know what they was calling it. Some memorial for Sean Taylor, and it really was just like a Foot Locker. A Foot Locker dress up mannequin. It was a mannequin they got from a store with old Sean Taylor
Jersey, socks, and the shoes
some
that he wore.
Reeboks, and a helmet. And it was no mannequin. It was just like
Hold on.
it was real weird. It was
I gotta
weird.
look at it.
And so they shouldn't on them because all the stuff they did to
Other players, man.
to even just memorialize Sean Taylor over the years has all been half-assed.
Okay.
It's been like
that is respect.
Yeah, they like a.
That's not even a mannequin.
It's not really a mannequin.
That's like the beginning of the mannequin.
It's like
It's like wire.
the JC Penney's.
Yeah, I put it in the what's the name?
Yeah. And so the people think it was going to be a statue, but
that's
it's not even real.
Washington.
I could have made that with some coat hangers, man.
Man, that thing looked like something from Dick's Sporting Goods, man.
Right. And so people mad because they haven't really done anything by Sean Taylor.
Yeah,
And his like demise is like one of the worst.
Right, why you gotta use the word demise?
What's the truth?
Yeah, it was.
Well,
What's what happened?
The death is that's pure tragedy.
Yeah.
I just sent this in the.
Oh man.
Yeah, that looks terrible. That's terrible.
well, I mean, because if you look at it, I mean, Pat Tillman got a bronze thing outside of
Cause why, Jules? What is he?
Caucasian.
Rich.
Of course.
Pat Tillman. That's a whole different.
No, I'm just.
He died.
That's a whole different.
That's the whole thing, but I'm just
Put me
saying.
on that political episode. Pat Tillman. Yeah,
That's another one. But I'm just saying, just the general principle on like what he got.
Well,
He's got a bronze statue.
well,
You got the Philadelphia Eagles. They got a backup quarterback and a coach that ain't there anymore.
Keep telling them it's the owner.
You got to put that on the organization.
Yeah, that's the organization, but I'm just saying.
You got to look at that.
It's the same owner that's beefing with during United States government right now.
Yeah,
He don't give a fuck about nothing.
Well, I'm just saying it's just the general principle. I mean, that man
Maybe he
deserves
did that
better
kind
than what he's been getting.
Maybe he did this as a way to get a little heat off of himself.
And this is worse.
Pull a little something out there.
That's terrible. They could did way better.
Yeah, and
Especially with all the time you had to make that. Like it's been years. Come on now.
You had 15 years to do something like this, and you just come out with a half-ass effort, man.
And then he's got the old logo. Like they ain't even spring for the new what they
No, I'm trying to put what he had on.
yeah. I'd rather it be the old one.
You think so?
Yeah. It's just they should have rid of this real statue.
Then people gonna be mad because of the logo on the helmet.
But that's what there was. It's historically accurate. So.
They just want to be mad. People's gonna be mad to be mad. But that is trash. Like that's a Foot Locker. Yeah, I agree. They put only thing they didn't put on him was the newest Nike sweatshirt.
And they got that poster from they got that mannequin from DTLR or Macy's somewhere.
That's crazy. Nah, Macy's got actual mannequins.
Yeah,
they bodies. Yeah, bodies.
Next.
They could just put his jersey up.
So on
retire his number.
Or this episode they could have did a damn Tupac.
It's been other things they tried to memorialize. There was like a jersey or a poster, something, or like where they were with the owner. The family was with the owner. The owner had on a baggy ass hoodie. It was like it was not professional at all.
Did they retire his jersey?
No,
probably not.
Just do that. That'd have been better.
There was something else where they did like a halftime.
Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes' brother danced on the darn little thing on the sideline. That was last year.
It was near the sideline. Yeah.
That's why I don't fuck with Patrick Mahomes. Your brother's trash.
Backyard Mahomes about to catch that L next week in
I need y'all to do it. Shit,
Cincinnati.
What are we talking about?
What's next?
Survivor Series. I did not watch Survivor Series, so you guys are gonna have to fill in the blanks on this one.
I watched the last 3 matches, but what was y'all ranking on it? How'd y'all rate it?
I'll give it about a good, maybe
out of what?
Out of 10.
A, B, C, D, F.
Are you giving the grades?
I'll give it a C. A high C.
Wow. C plus.
I'm going. Well,
go ahead.
Let me explain.
A C plus.
It may go to a B. Outside of I'll say this. I'll give it a B because the Ronda Rousey match was the one that I had.
Because she's trash.
Yeah, it was only 5 matches, right?
She's always been trash.
But the main thing the main match that I wanted to see delivered,
which
was the women's War Game match was really good. The men's match was really good.
I'm weird about Rhea Ripley. I don't know if I like her or don't like her.
Yeah, you can't call her Rhea Ripley. Mommy. Her name's Mommy.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it whatever.
I've crossed over.
You did? Some angles I'm like, no, but then some other angles I'm like, yeah.
Because I used to be on the fence with her. I've crossed over.
I'm all on her angles now.
Mommy is.
I don't know. Tell you what, I might take you to the doctors, man, so I can get your eyes checked, bro. What's wrong with her?
Sometimes it just comes off too strong.
I like that.
She's
But
like,
then there's I have to bring back my race. I can't accept strength from a female at the moment. We will in the future, but at this moment in time,
You gonna put Tavon up by his legs and put him on the table?
exactly. Slow down for a minute right now. And it's just certain angles. The face is sometimes not there, but it'd be other angles like, damn, she hurt. But it's just, to me, it's certain angles that just make it break it, depending on how it looked.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with Rhea Ripley. I
do like the way she dressed up for her matches, ladies. It'd be all right.
Yes, I do. I like the ink.
Her traps maybe a little too big. It's something. It's just the angle, really. It's just the angle.
Dominant.
I don't want to.
Aren't you scared she gonna pick you up?
I don't like having to use more than like 55% strength.
That's that light skin shit now.
No. If we play fighting and we talking and we play fighting, I should not have to go above 55% strength to play fighting you. If I gotta start going in
Panhandler, man.
and then I gotta start taking the
Senzu bean.
the sensu beans. No, I'm over here getting depleted. I gotta take a nap now. I shouldn't have to get like that. I'm sweating. What the fuck going on? I can't. I shouldn't go. I shouldn't have to. And that's definitely. I gotta hit at least 85%. And she still might not even be using 75% of her strength. And in that case, I gotta shoot you.
Ladies, you don't mean that.
In the pinky toe.
So,
Harlem Nights.
Like the stallion.
so does this mean I'll see you playing fitness anytime next week?
Oh no, I'm gonna be in there. Okay. I'm be in there. It's just
You say lifting for Paul.
her back. You can't tell me her back not big. It is. It's a big back.
Stop, man. Stop. Hey, you gotta stop, man.
I'm not saying nothing wrong. I'm just saying.
What else happened on this card? All right. The Sami Zayn match was good. Shout out to Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, she alright. You know, but it's different. It's different. Willow Nightingale, a big girl, and I may have to use 80% strength. Oh God. But the way the body composition, the back ain't.
I don't know where
You know what she look like? You know what she look like? You remember Street Sharks? They was all looking. All trapped. It was all trapped. They was all trapped.
Off the track.
Did you see the toy Street Sharks? They ain't never had them?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
This train to derail.
This episode I get posted might be in about 30 minutes.
You gonna say biker mice from Mars?
Nah, they was biker mice were like humanly
She actually
proportionate.
used to dress like one of the biker mice from Mars. That's what she should remind me of.
And again, I'm still like some days I'm attracted to, some days I'm not. It depends if I guess she did bulk heavy lifting or not. I don't know. But sorry. What was your favorite match?
Yeah.
You said a B, a C?
I'm giving you a
C plus.
C plus.
What made the movie? The
It was bad.
Well, the
Ronda
Rousey match, you can tell Shotzi was carrying it during the match, and it was one
Shotzi
bad.
good. Shotzi good.
It was one bad botch that happened where I guess she was trying to do a DDT or something other, and Rousey hooked a rope, but didn't move her body with her, and it almost had like a disaster moment. But thankfully, nobody got hurt or nobody got injured though. But the men, like I said, the men's match delivered, the women's match delivered. Styles and them really got it in.
I didn't see that one. Was it good? It was good.
Yeah, they got busy.
I figured it was a good match. Those two are good.
But Sami Zayn to me walked out was the most interesting story.
Story wise,
all
I
of it.
really appreciated that bloodline. What is this other group called?
The Brutes.
The Brawling Brutes, or whatever they call it.
And Kevin Owens.
The Whites. Did I see something wrong? Are they all not white? Are they all not Caucasian males?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you can just hit them with they're all from aside from Kevin Owens, they're all from United Kingdom.
UK.
The UK blokes. The blokes. We'll call them the blokes. The blokes.
It was a good match though. And storyline wise,
Drew McIntyre's a nice guy. I met him in person before. He's really nice.
really,
Yeah.
he'd be
Cool
cool.
as hell.
I'm not tired of it.
He's cool.
It's hard to be a douchebag. Like I don't know.
Nice.
He was cool. When we seen him, I was like, "Dang, you big as hell." He was like, "You big as hell." Then he was like, you know, come over here, and I dapped him up, and that was it. But he,
Alright.
you know, he wasn't like it was
see him at?
this one. We went to hardcore something, whatever that thing is that Tommy Dreamer did.
House of Hardcore.
House of Hardcore, yeah.
I thought you was talking about your Rumble day.
No.
boy.
But Sammy's got a really good story going on right now. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how they're really going to.
They're gonna turn on.
I know it's going to turn, but it's going to act. This turn's going to actually mean something.
If they didn't do it Friday, that would be crazy.
Nah, they're gonna wait a couple more weeks.
Yeah, they're gonna let it play out.
But
they finally accept
Solo
him.
in a few years is gonna be a big boy. I like him.
Yeah, he got it in that fight too, though, man.
What y'all think about the Bobby Lashley Rollins?
That was better than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it was gonna be good because you got Rollins in it. Period.
I knew it was going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be that good.
And then Hunter just gave everybody 2 middle fingers. He thought I was burying the young boy. Nah.
No, they
They
What's his
reset him.
name? Austin Theory.
Austin Theory.
Austin Theory, yeah.
He was holding his own in that, though, man. I'll give him that.
I didn't realize how strong he is.
He got
He
some
looked
big ass
strong.
arm. He got
looked
big
strong,
triceps.
but when he picked up Bobby Lashley like he was, a smaller person, I said, yeah, Bobby Lashley ain't small.
Yeah.
He deadlifted him, man. That was good. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where they go from there.
I
with
gave
him.
it an A.
Okay.
I
I don't know if I didn't see the women's match and I didn't see the
Styles
match.
Balor.
The other ones, you know what? I didn't enjoy the Ronda Rousey one. So I'll probably give it a B minus after the 3 I saw. I enjoyed the final one. I enjoyed the United States Championship. Again, the only thing knocked it for me was the Ronda Rousey. So I'll give it a B.
I gave it an A just because I wasn't expecting much from Ronda and Shotzi.
Okay.
Just because I like Ronda Rousey as a character, but as a professional wrestler, I'm just not into
I
it.
think all I'm really caring about right now is Bray Wyatt.
And that's a real.
When I see Bray Wyatt, then I'll be like, all right.
And I like what they're doing with him right now. You know, they're slow burning this, and they got a good guy that he can play off of too.
I don't know if they're slow
Talk
burning
about.
because he hasn't wrestled in a minute, and maybe they need to. He got to get some rust out of his butt.
I like it though because LA Knight can talk. He can do all.
He really slapped him. I had to rewatch it. He was slapping him. He must have told him, like, yeah. He said, yeah, it really hit me though.
got him
Don't do the
twice.
fake shit. It really hit me.
He got him twice. It was like ooh, but then also give you somebody else for him to wrestle. Like we don't have to watch him wrestle. People he's already worked with already.
Yeah.
It's a fresh feud, so that's something different. So
Anything in
Corey's great.
Oh yeah, Corey.
What?
SummerSlam or not SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
I'm saying.
Everybody gave it.
Okay. Anything from AEW?
Oh, the trolling of the elite.
oh man, that was.
Top tier.
What happened?
They trolled all fucking.
Well,
the whole
they were in
match.
Chicago. This
Oh yeah, you know what? I did see.
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch that match because I came in late, but I did see Omega do the go to sleep.
No, that was half the stuff they did.
Yeah, they missed a few things.
Oh, so they were really on.
They went. They
And then it was so bad the announcers were laughing. Like you heard them laughing at it, like they knew what they were doing.
It was petty as hell, and they were. they was.
So for everybody not tracking, we're talking about the elite from AEW during their match, trolling CM Punk in his hometown crowd. I didn't watch the whole match. All I'm aware was him doing the go to sleep. But obviously, it looks like Khan. What's his name? I want to say Amir Khan. Tony Khan. Definitely just. I don't think we'll be seeing CM Punk.
I don't know.
Who knows?
His new CM Punk merch has just hit the presses. He's got
AEW?
He's got like 3 new shirts. He's got 3 shirts on AEW.
They may have to sell it.
I mean, you got to sell it or not. He's got new merch. WWE didn't continue to sell Punk stuff after he was gone. They pulled his shit.
And so CM Punk has a ongoing beef with a few members from.
I mean, I
AEW.
feel like we won't know for at least a year. We won't know what really is going on for at least a year.
Do you leave CM Punk off of TV that long?
Is he injured?
Well,
right?
if he's
Remember he was
he's still
injured,
healing
right?
from whatever surgery he
So
had.
could this
So he
be
can't
a
even
play? Like, all right, maybe they did agree to let bygones be bygones, but we're going to let it play out as if it plays out this
I
way.
mean,
That's possible.
Because the thing about, if you know how CM Punk and how he's got a mind for wrestling, he might sit back and be like, yo, have them go out there, have them make it look like I'm never coming back.
It should have been there for MJF.
He should have been. Yeah, that MJF feud. With him
but he got hurt.
was going to be the feud of the year.
He's hurt.
No, but he didn't get it started till like last week. Last month. You could have showed up, did the job.
And he most certainly did complain about having to work with less. He was like, oh, I got this going on, I got that going on, but I got forced to wrestle.
None of us here, none of us know what the injury is. I can't say what the man's injury
That's what he said, though. I'm just going off his prior history.
I don't know. I'm not the man. I don't know what injuries he has. All I know is he was hurt. He had surgery. Things are playing out how we've watched wrestling for years. A lot of shit goes left. You gotta make do with it.
He just looked weak to me. What would you like? You are a fan of his, right? And you like the Elite.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a fan. I like the Elite. Yeah.
So if he gets fired from AEW, you don't work there no more, regardless of how the situation happened, bought out, released, whatever, will you still root for the Elite like how you do now, even though they be the cause of what happened to him?
I kind of not fucking with the Elite right now. On
I knew you was gonna say that.
Because that's
Is it because you're a Punk fan?
Why
Because
you
of what happened?
No, it's not because I'm a Punk fan. It's how I look at the situation. Like I would tell people, they ain't gotta look at it the way I look at it. I look at it as what it looked like was, and what me and one of my boys were talking about even before all this shit went down like this. My boy Ant was like, when the rumors first started coming out, he was like, yo, I bet you anything it's going to come out. It was the Elite that's behind all this shit. All this shit is made up, and is back just jealousy behind the stage and whatnot. And I was like, yo, it's starting to look like that.
But also, to play devil's advocate, they were begging for CM Punk to come there before he came there. But CM Punk didn't want to come because he said that he wanted it to be a big crowd to hear him chant his name post, the pandemic.
It's wrestling shit changed.
That don't mean he wouldn't wear a belt.
Triple H once teamed up.
You treating him like
Triple H teamed up. He teamed up with DX.
I just personally think that I think CM Punk is a star, but he's not as big of a star as he thinks he is.
I think he is.
I think he is.
I don't.
I think
he is.
I don't, because if he was,
he slowly is bringing down his legend by getting involved in things like this.
If he was who he was when he was hotter than fish grease, he'd have been closing out them pay-per-views, and he wasn't.
Which pay-per-view?
When he was a champ. When he first beat Cena after the money.
Well, that was a Vince McMahon booking problem because we couldn't get off of John Cena's nuts. But that was a whole.
Well, I mean, if you pushing the merchandise, which would they live and die over, over there, he should have been the guy because he was the one moving more merchandise than Cena was at the time. At that time, Jeff Hardy was making more money than him. I mean, as far as merchandise.
And I would say that's true, but that's not the first time we've seen Vince McMahon cater to one person that was over, like Hogan. Like when Macho Man should have been over Hogan. Hogan, he's still riding that Hogan Hulkamania pony.
Vince McMahon.
It wasn't the first time we've seen Vince McMahon not push the right people.
I just think
Punk
wrote checks his ass couldn't cash.
I think everybody's got an opinion on that. What I'm always going to say at the end of the day, that scrum, to me, looked like a motherfucker that was tired of people lying about him.
I love CM Punk as a wrestler in Ring of Honor, but he was. I didn't see any. I didn't see any evolution in his wrestling style, as as an in-ring performer. Like how the guys who he was with, those guys that he was banging with, the Styles, Austin Aries, Samoa Joe, all those guys are leaps and bounds better than him in the ring.
Okay, but he had the better personality out of all of them.
He could talk into the building.
That he can do. He can talk, but that even that didn't get him over in the WWE. That's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do. He had one good year.
Yeah.
And one good year when maybe he could have had several.
Maybe that's his peak. I don't know what it is. But his
whole SES run, to this day, that run where he had them fused with Hardy, that SES Straight Edge Society was the best thing going on SmackDown, and they put a fucking water on that fire. They fired Serena, They fired her and then broke them up for what reason? I still don't know.
Because then she wasn't living the gimmick outside the ring.
I guess she got caught with a drink or something.
When she was supposed to be a straight edge.
But meanwhile, we got Vince married, but he's got people who would give money to the. Oh, I always felt like though it was always certain people got away with certain things because I said you fired her for that, but Shawn Michaels can wrestle a match high, but that's a different it's just.
Shawn Michaels was selling out arenas.
I mean,
he was probably like, I'm gonna look past that.
Yeah.
Serena wasn't selling out arenas. Neither was CM Punk.
I mean, but if you broke the group off, you broke the group up just because of that. You couldn't get another girl to go in the group.
To me, at the end of the day, everybody's egos just cost them money.
I mean,
that's just the way I see it.
I think it's always going to be a divide on it. I mean, I personally I can't look at the Bucks, and I never Kenny Omega wasn't my guy. It was more the Bucks. I'm always going to look at them funny. I like what they do, but I'm going to look at them funny. And I felt like the whole thing at the scrum, how it went down, it sounded like a person that was pissed off and tired of people lying about him. Wrong place, but not the wrong thing said.
But that's also his side of the story also.
I mean, yeah.
There was no one there to rebuttal what he was saying.
Yeah. I mean, just like wasn't nobody to rebuttal.
Somebody got bit.
The doctor. Somebody's dog got picked up. I don't know. They still got fired. So.
I mean, the whole thing sounds like a Merry Melodies episode. Though.
But because at the end of the day, they pick who wins the matches anyway. So I don't understand why they're mad over something that people pick the winner for anyway. Like that to me is what gets me. Like you guys are mad about something that they picked the person that's going to win.
That's like us playing. That's like us playing tag and saying you it, you it, man.
Well, like I said, I don't think we're ever going to know until maybe a good year from now. You won't know. You won't know until you're not going to know until Punk's able to wrestle, and if he comes back to wrestle or he doesn't.
He's out for a year from his injury.
No, I think it's going to be about a year before.
I think because when did he get the surgery?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was doing. Whatever amount of months it takes to rehab it, healed and rehab, and then you still got to go back and train. So I'm giving it a year. Like if a year from now Punk ain't came back, he not coming
from whatever injury he got. So we don't even know what injury he got.
Yeah,
if there's an injury,
allegedly. Speaking of injury, but y'all hear? I guess Randy Orton had
he might be done.
He might be done.
His wife, that's an old picture. His wife even said it was old.
Oh, so that wasn't even legit.
He been got that surgery done.
But the type of surgery he had they say it's kind of serious though. I mean,
but he's done so much. It's like what more?
Yeah, like I wouldn't be mad if Randy went ahead and hung it up, man.
Me either.
Ain't nothing else he got to do out here, man.
He still want to wrestle.
I mean, yeah. Because what did he say? He wanted to wrestle till he was like 50.
Before we get off AEW though, did y'all see the Bow Wow?
And the altercation for Bow Wow and Jade
Cargill.
She's taller than him.
The Bow Wow and Jade Cargill.
Yo, that was like a world star moment, man.
We really about to talk about
it? It's definitely a bit to me, and I'm assuming he's gonna pop up on one of these episodes.
The thing that had me dying is when they threw the popcorn.
But he was like, "God damn, she fine," and I felt that.
Yeah.
That was real. He's like, she better in person. She better look better in real life.
Did she like light skinned people though?
Before I answer that, even though
she's got back muscles,
she is but she is very well proportioned.
I think she's more muscular than real.
She is, but very well proportioned.
I like the emphasis.
That's the difference. That's the difference I'm talking about. Her proportion of her muscle. Rhea Ripley back.
Jay got a bigger back than her.
But it's not Street Sharks. It's an action figure for sure.
And ladies, whatever body you have, just
yes, love the skin you're in. I'm just saying.
Shout out to Jay.
That's something you like.
Yeah.
Preference.
Your preference.
And again,
is her preference
again,
guys?
Jay Cargill, I don't think I got to use that much. Rhea Ripley, I know I got to use at least 85%. Cargill is probably like 70. It's all look. It's probably not real strength. It's just look.
You see how she be pinning people? You see how she be pinning them girls and be doing her thing?
don't reenact it, Jules.
I'm not reenacting that. It's men in here.
You just had to say that first.
All of a sudden, the table go. What up, Julie?
So now somebody killing me.
No, but she bad though. Man.
But no, yeah, I think that's just a bit to get Bow Wow on there.
Yeah.
He a little motherfucker though.
He is.
They don't need
If she
that.
kick him in the
They
chest,
don't
man,
need
or in the face, just come check on me.
He a little dude.
'Cause I might be in the floor laughing at that one. I'm gonna rewind that over and over again.
Yo, I think he's looking forward to getting glam slammed though, or jaded rather.
Oh, the one Tony Storm dude.
Oh yeah.
I'll let her do
What does she do?
the little butt thrust in the
Oh
corner.
yeah, the
Oh yeah,
She shift her ass cheeks in your face.
She looks better with the short haircut.
I like the short
feeling
haircut. I like
feeling
that.
that. I'm feeling that. Tony Storm,
That's my girl.
She gonna call my manager.
get well soon.
and the girl-
She got
the girl-
injured at
That
that
shit
time.
cover her whole face.
Yeah, get well soon.
And the girl from what you call it? NXT.
Oh, Nikita Line.
No, oh, yeah.
That girl got.
That ain't even a contest. She
percentage is
up
that?
there. She up there, and she big.
What percentage is that though?
But you know what?
She like light skin.
I get some Gatorade, and it'll be a battle, boy. Look at
How did we get here?
I don't know.
all I'm saying is, not her. There's a champion, a women's champion in this.
Mandy Rose. Okay.
Man,
Yeah. They know what they doing, man. That's how they keep you hooked.
I think she like light skin.
Nikita, that ain't nothing we ever seen before. That's a whole different breed of
Nikita Line is
woman.
a thoroughbred.
That is new. That is built in 2000s because anything before that was not built like that.
No sir.
no.
That is Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich.
Extra sauce, no pickles.
I need extra pickles.
That's Bonchon right there.
What is next on this list?
Yeah, so are we done with AEW? I don't know.
Yeah.
Ron's face said
I'm
he's not
done.
done.
I'm done. I'm just.
What is next?
Next was Devotion. Nobody saw but me. Great movie. Everybody get out if you can. The NFL playoff picture starting to shape up.
Yeah, I didn't realize we was this deep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
What week was it?
that time of year.
What week is this?
12.
It's that time of year. It's the rush to the playoffs. But we can save that.
So I'm
That's
starting
gonna,
to get sad now knowing the NFL about to be done a little
Yeah,
bit.
that means we gotta actually like spend time with our
Yeah.
families now and talk to people.
sorry.
I still need I need a few more weeks before I really get
but
confident.
yeah. We'll talk about that
Basketball's on
coming
the
up.
horizon.
World Cup's going on right now.
Yeah,
Anybody-
I haven't been watching it because it's the time. It's never been this time of year, right? Wasn't it always warm when the
And
World
it's
Cup?
always on like work hours.
So I really can't be like I've been trying to catch them, but I just been like catching highlights. But I guess the U.S. is playing Iran,
Trash.
and that's that's a game in
Two
itself.
draws. You can't even score a damn goal. Two draws.
Hey, the other team couldn't draw it. Score it.
Yeah.
I'm
They don't
always
deserve to win.
I'm always rooting for my birth country, Germany.
Did they win?
Advance.
Did they win?
We beat Japan.
Oh, they did.
Japan. The only team to advance so far is France.
Yeah.
France blew out their first two people.
So I'm always rooting for
Man,
Deutschland.
I've been trying to keep on it, but it's coming on a crazy eye.
But I guess
it's
who
the
said that?
world hours, not
Was that-
American hours.
What?
Was that one of y'all who told me?
It's normally in July.
And the reason why is because
Because
in
Saudi Arabia is too hot in
it's
July.
too hot.
So they had to
So
do
they
That's
had
their
to-
cooler month.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's where they playing that right now?
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Qatar.
Where they kill people.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, you heard what happened?
Crown Jewel,
Didn't
Crown Jewel, Crown Jewel, WWE.
They banned the alcohol sales up there. People can't drink anything.
And watch it sober.
Well, somebody probably they were smart. They would split a coke.
I know I was
can.
watching. I was watching something. I don't know what it was, but the soccer player collapsed, had a heart attack while the game was going on. I was watching that. What was I at? I was at Nissan getting my oil changed, and they stopped the game because the dude just collapsed. And they had they was showing
That was
him on
2
TV.
years ago.
No, it wasn't.
That's the Blake.
It was not.
Yeah, no.
It just happened this
I
year.
know, Cap, I know what you're talking about. That,
It was just this year, and they was doing chest compressions on him and everything. I know it was this year because I only had my Murano for a year now, and I was getting that thing oil changed.
I don't remember that one. The white dude fell.
I do because his boy was on a red uniform. They suspended the game and everything.
Y'all look that up. If you can't buy Taylor Swift tickets right now.
what happened with
Sites are
that?
crashing.
Taylor
The sneakerheads understand what's going on right now. The bots is eating. You ain't getting shit.
You gotta pay $95K.
I heard somebody was saying she was like, what? Yeah, $95,000.
$95,000.
Is she popping in the streets like
She popping in the street,
Yo,
I fucks with Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift got some bops for real.
I ain't never heard of Taylor Swift.
She got some bops
that I can think of.
I bang with Taylor, but it's not even.
Song I sing the hell out of it.
It's not even really her fault. It's how
Taylor Swift hitting like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Taylor Swift is hidden. I'm not saying 95K worth, but you know,
yeah.
but it's not her fault. It's the darn site got.
Yeah, it's they got to stop using Ticketmaster. Pretty much has a monopoly on how the tickets are moved, and what happens with Ticketmaster is they pre-sell tickets that they don't even have yet. So you don't even have the stock. You're already selling them in prediction of what you're going to have. And then it's another company that Ticketmaster also bought out or are working in conjunction with.
Live Nation?
Yeah, Live Nation. That was their competition, but now they work together. So now they have a monopoly on all the tickets, and it's just people are buying tickets. It's all sorts. So it's like the sneaker game. People backdooring, people botting, and then they don't even have what they're supposed to have to sell. They're selling it ahead of time, so people getting screwed out of money. Sites are crashing. It's crazy. I heard it went down like this for the Adele
thing in
tickets
Vegas.
a little while. Yeah, the Vegas.
I heard about that one, but I ain't know.
But yeah,
that was Swift.
as a sneakerhead, I know the pain.
Right.
All I know is when 21 Savage and Drake go on tour, I'm gonna need that site to be working right, and I need the tickets to not be $1,000. That's all I'm saying.
It shouldn't be that much.
You down, Tavon? 21 Drake, they going on tour. No,
Light skin. Man.
All right, this is me and you, cat. Tavon took too long. He did it.
It's always me. That's how it be. They don't want to see Drake.
I definitely don't want to see it. I want my fan to see that.
It got it.
I saw him on tour. I said once I saw him on tour, I was like, anytime he's close and the tickets are reasonable, I will. Drake puts on the show. Yeah, I saw him when he was on tour with the Migos. That was a great concert. Great concert.
Speaking of lit, I guess Meek Mill had something last night, and he brought everybody and their mama out.
Was Drake there?
No.
All right, we don't care. Was it Philly? was it Philly people?
No, it was Ross. Was it? I guess A Boogie with the hoodie.
Oh yeah, A Boogie with the hoodie.
I can't remember who else it was. It was a lot of people there.
Was it in Philly?
I think, yeah. Future.
Okay.
I guess it was the anniversary of his Dreams and Nightmares album.
Oh, okay.
And he brought everybody and their mama out.
Hey, Tom be
So
fine.
he been writing that.
I feel like these albums just came out.
He been writing that. Hold up, wait a minute.
So I find out these albums is like 10 years old, 15 years old. Like, watch.
10 years now.
He's still getting bricks off.
He made a cult classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting bricks off that Ross is.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Apparently, he only made like $1 million.
$11 million in 10 years. He's bitching about that. Who? Meek Mill.
He made
What are
more.
you crying about? He said, I'm only made $11 million in 10 years off of music. And I'm like, you really crying about that?
Shoot, some people ain't made that.
And
Shit, he'd be like Saul. He can't even get 200 hits on Spotify.
I don't believe that shit.
I don't believe it either, but it's just for the sake of the
I
argument.
don't know none of these people is anyway.
And then last but not
Who the
least,
chick that only got 2,000?
Yeah,
2,000.
what is it? Sweetie.
Sweetie. You said
Saweetie.
something. I'm like,
Saweetie. She
Sorry.
fine though.
Yeah, she is cute.
all right.
I mean, she got some bops that I hear on the radio. I ain't gonna break my fingers.
Here's a just a real question.
No.
Never mind, I ain't going to
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
Never mind, I'm going to save it for later.
Okay. And then last but not least, Balenciaga.
Yeah, what?
What about this?
So they put out some ads
Now, I
with
heard
some bondage material with children in the picture. In the ads.
this is the one that Kanye was going at. They saying they sound like child porn and all that.
Whoa.
Something like that. So I caught like half of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know details, but I know people have been complaining like, "Oh, we got to cancel Balenciaga because of the image. It's because of the pictures they put out with the kids and
Because
whatever.
I seen him come out with a
Yeah,
stick.
it was like a bondage teddy bear, but then there was a little girl holding it. Very bad taste, I think. I think Balenciaga needs to be canceled just for making the ugliest shoes ever. Because they make some ugly shoes. Balenciaga makes some very ugly shoes.
That's a clout.
They look like Air Monarchs, if you just ask me.
They make a lot. They make some of the craziest looking stuff, and then you slap their name on it. They charge you $10,000, and it's Balenciaga. But yeah,
Well, what is Balenciaga famous for prior to them putting their name on a sneaker?
clothes. Clothes. They're fashions. The fashion.
They're high fashion.
I thought it was
people.
like women purses.
High fashion.
So they like Michael Kors, like a more expensive Michael Kors.
I have them in a different echelon than Michael. They're higher than Michael Kors. They're up there with the Gucci.
Gucci Prada.
They're up in the Gucci Prada.
All that stuff matters to people, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the fashion world.
Yeah,
it's a big business.
Yeah.
I'll stick with my Hot Topic tees.
Yeah, I don't.
I like fashion. I get into it a little bit.
I don't care too much about none of this.
I get all those little bit too much.
Rich people complaining. Well, if you are putting little kids in there and making them, look like they suffering, that ain't cool at all.
I mean, it was the girl, but she's holding a bondage teddy bear.
It's a freaky looking ad. I saw the picture, but I didn't really like.
But even
really
looking now, Kim Kardashian's came out, said something. Cooper Cup came out, says
all
something.
these people that got decent paychecks from them prior now.
Well, because they're sponsored.
And there's probably people that are connected with them because now you got to be like
cancel culture.
Did y'all see?
They trying to protect their own image.
Y'all watch Atlanta?
Which one? You said what?
Atlanta with Donald Glover.
I haven't watched it, but I know what show you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
they do a lot of episodes dedicated. Well, I won't say dedicated, but they put real world-esque topics in their episodes, and they kind of make fun of it, but also like, this is how stupid it is in real world. There's an episode about a designer clothes company doing some questionable things, and one of the characters in there and they voted him because he's black, right? And so they like, we need you to say we're not racist. And this whole thing, he had this whole thing he had to come up with to and they totally bit his idea and flipped it on it. And,
wow.
And I don't want to give too much about the episode away, but
ain't that pretty much what they do anything now? Like they try to put the black person out there,
exactly.
speak good about it.
Right,
this is not what it is.
Well, if it's racially related, yeah, they got something.
Even if it's anything related now.
Well, no, because then it depends on because if it's an LBG. If it's that situation, they got to send a different representative out. And women's causes, they send a woman out for it.
August Alsina would check a lot of those boxes.
All right, so that was our last subject. We going
mental health. We going physical health.
Oh yeah, I did want to say one thing too. Rest in peace to Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Thank you. That's what I was talking about earlier. That I couldn't remember what we forgot from last week, and that's what
anybody who knows Anthony Rumble Johnson was probably
that's what it is.
Like one of the hardest hitters in the UFC, and he was back in the heyday. He was the Francis Ngannou before anything. He was the boogeyman of the light heavyweight division, and that's a sad thing. What happened to him though?
How did he pass again? He had an undisclosed illness.
I think he had
non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yes.
Man, he went into organ failure.
He had a good resurgence to his career a couple years back. I think his first run might have not lived up to his height, but his second run made a lot of people respect him.
I think you figure he went down from 170 and he was fighting at heavyweight. He went up to 220. And
did he fight Arlovsky at one point?
Yeah, he broke his jaw.
Yeah.
He was the king of the knockouts at one point. I mean, it's one fight where he punched Tommy Spears, and I thought he killed that dude in that ring. I mean, he was probably one of the hardest hitters I've ever seen. He was supposed to fight John Jones, but John Jones got into that legal issue.
That's right. He fought Cormier instead.
Yeah.
I mean,
whoever he hit,
one
knocked
that
mad.
the slap of the foot.
And the sad thing is, I mean, he just won his last fight that he had. He knocked the guy out. He was getting ready to fight, possibly for a Bellator belt, but he ended up pulling out of the tournament. And everybody, Yeah, and he pulled out. Everybody thought it was for an injury, and then word started getting out that it was a little bit more serious than what it was. Then I guess some pictures have been going out, and he had dropped a substantial amount of weight, and that's when I guess the word went out. But yeah, big shout out to him, though, man. He was definitely one of my favorite fighters to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Looking through the comments, a lot of people took pictures with him. Mm-hmm. They said he was real down to earth, real friendly. He even had that one post fight where he had we didn't call out John Jones. John Jones was in the crowd, and then he had said something, and he was like, "Yeah, well, sorry, we ain't gonna, we can't give you guys the fight that they deserve." Then people started booing John Jones. And then he was like, "Nah." He's like, "Don't boo." It's something to the effect. I'm not booing. He's like, "I don't got nothing against this man." He's like, I love this man," or something to that effect. I don't want to misquote it. And then he said, "We'll fight." He said, "What he said? Another life or something." I'm like,
but he basically was like, he didn't. Yeah, he said he never had beef with anybody. He just wanted to just test the skills in there with other opponents. Like I said,
didn't he say in one post thing, thank you for, I want to thank y'all for having the pleasure to watch me fight or something like that?
I like Rumble. Rumble was one of my favorites.
Well, I mean, the beating he put on Gustafson, though, man, that was horrendous. I mean, he knocked Gus stupid. He hit him like more 2 or 3 times, and that man went down in his hometown at that, man. I think his style of fighting now, if he was fighting now, given with the heavyweights that they have and the guys that they're fighting now, I think he would be a bigger star than what he was. I think he came he was too soon. Man.
So
rest in peace, man.
So, R.I.P.
Thoughts, prayers, positive energy, whatever you feel to his family, friends, fans.
All right. We got anything else for you? We had 1:45, so we kind of long.
Yeah. Got on a couple of tirades and sidetracks today.
Well, when doesn't that happen?
Oh boy!
See, this is
It's no disrespect to anybody. It's just
we love everybody.
And you know what? It's one thing you got to know about me. I am always going to make a joke about something. And it could be something that I shouldn't be making a joke about. I got so much trouble at work sometimes because I be saying shit I shouldn't say.
Resources.
And it's just all for the LOL, all for the low. I did it for the low.
We need you out of HR for a moment.
It's no disrespect. So my jokes do not reflect my real thoughts. I do think we do need some more light-skinned people, but other than that. I got no problems with that.
That's why he got us. That's why he's got the good chair.
You know how to make more light skinned people, so you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know that equation.
Jesus.
All right. Well,
Boy.
On that note.
episode 19.
Yes,
Books.
sir.
So,
Diez de nueve.
Okay, what else is?
no, we done. We done.
Yeah,
we
you're trying. Don't try.
We done.
Say something else.
Put it to the list. Put it to the list.
He said the diamond.
How the hell do you spell it?
Alright, I'm Tri-State Tip. Tri-State _ Tip. But anyway, you should find me anyway on IG.
You should also shout out the Instagram page that we have for this group.
You know what? I'm on all New Year's. I got a whole marketing plan in mind.
Okay.
All right. So,
OnlyFans.
That's why niggas
He said OnlyFans.
I don't participate in that.
No.
but yeah,
Take pictures.
And then for anybody that does participate in OnlyFans, hey, nobody's judging.
Sunday
But there are people that have OnlyFans that are not. It's not pornographic or anything. They just have like regular regular material.
we check. We closing out.
Yeah.
We closing out.
All right,
So you got to put it out
65 on Instagram.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, goddammit.
all right. The Damaging on Instagram. That's THE_DAIMAIJIN.
They still ain't gonna understand that.
As long as you put in that the and then the underscore and the damn, that's gonna pop up.
I don't think so.
No, only if you already.
That's all right. We're gonna link you. We're gonna link you into the picture.
That's all it takes.
Next week, I'm gonna hold up the damn paper sign.
Yeah, that's.
gonna sit
You
there.
know what? I'm gonna add the graphics.
There it is.
I'm gonna start adding the graphics with the name on there, so you got to worry about the spelling. All right.
And Cap, you're not giving us anything this week, right? He said nope. He said all you getting is God of War going home.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to leave. So you won't play God of War. Y'all prolonging my destiny.
And then Tiger Helly19, Snapchat, Instagram, Jason Williams, Facebook. There's a lot of them out there. Come find me. Follow the stripes.
Tiger.
Woo. And we out.
Episode 19 in books.